to the WFL Draft.
Welcome, everybody, to the WFL Draft Round 2. This time, we know what we're doing. All right. So, welcome to the WFL Draft. Let's get ready. First on the clock will be batter.
Okay. The clock is ticking for batter.
Batter is on the clock. So who do you think will get picked next?
Well, I'm predicting Royce Kent, but
Yeah, that is a big thing from last time. Royce Kent, A+ wide receiver, did not get picked in the first round. He fell all the way down, so let's see if he gets taken this round.
yeah.
The clock is ticking down. Batter has yet to input a pick. Four, three, two, one. That is the clock done. And batter has yet to make their pick, so we're going to go and do the next pick. So,
Yeah. Okay. Now on the clock is Boise, as Arusha traded their second round pick for Boise, so Boise will not be on the clock.
Boise is now on the clock. Who do you think Boise is going to go with?
Oh. I'm thinking we're gonna go with probably Royce Kent, since Batter hasn't taken them yet.
Justin, Boise has made their pick.
Royce Kent has been drafted by Boise.
Boise ends up switching with batter, so their trade actually went pretty well for them. And Boise takes Royce Kent at the #1 pick of the second round of the WFL draft.
Now on the clock will be Springfield.
Arusha or batter can make their pick whenever they feel like it.
Okay.
Springfield is also on the clock. So Royce Kent has already gone off the board. What other interesting players do we have? A very interesting pick on the board is Casey Steele, running back from Quebec City. Unless I missed that he was picked. I don't think he was. That could be a mistake.
Okay, Springfield has 40 seconds left.
Oh, that's right. And Springfield has made their pick with
Okay,
little time left on the clock.
next on the
Springfield.
clock will be
They picked
Palermo.
Casey Steele, running back from Quebec City.
Okay,
Next, Batter has made their pick.
just in, batter has just picked up Warren Miles. Who's
Warren Miles has just gone off the clock, or just gone off the board.
Is there even a Warren Miles?
Hey, did they pick a real person?
Oh, Warren Mills from Dar es Salaam, wide receiver, C+.
Warren Mills
Uh,
has just gone off the clock, or just gone off the board. So now, next up is Palermo. Palermo is on the clock.
okay.
I think we need some background music.
Yeah.
I wonder who Palermo is going to pick. Palermo picks Carrie Distin. Palermo has made their pick, meaning now gone off the board. Terry White.
Kerry White, O-line from Los Angeles Tech.
Interesting pick from.
Next on the clock is
Next is Warsaw. Warsaw is now on the clock. So let's see what pick Warsaw makes. A lot of interesting ways this could go. Let's see. Warsaw's current roster looks like they're missing a whole lot of options. So they could use a whole lot of players.
They were just added to the league.
So far, Warsaw's biggest star recently drafted Bryce Ingram, number 84 wide receiver.
Oh,
And it looks like Warsaw has made their pick. Warsaw
has just picked Mario Steen, quarterback from Orlando.
looks like Dillon Brock's backup QB.
Has just been picked. Next on the clock will be Helsinki.
Helsinki is now on the clock. Let's see what pick they will make. Going to Helsinki. Looks like they already have Matthias Koko and kicker Booker Sexton. So let's see what other position they'll go for here. Right now, I'm looking at that there's still an A-, a punter, Russ Skinner, on the clock. So we'll see how long it takes for a team to pick him. Who else? Brian Riley, an underrated option, running back from Anchorage Tech. A B-, but he could grow into a bigger talent. And Russ Skinner has just gone off the board for Helsinki. Helsinki has put in their pick, which will put Zurich on the clock. Zurich is now on the clock. A few more interesting options. Also have tight end Alex Duncan out of Hamburg. He's only a C- rating, but again, he could grow. Ratings are subject to change over the years. Other options: Gale Heath, wide receiver from Dixieland, a B+. That's almost star status, so just a little bit of training there, and he'll be up in the star in the league. We also have let's see, Courtney Brady, a quarterback from Boston Tech, is still on the board. I know there is a lot of different quarterbacks still left, a good few of them still good players. So we'll see what quarterback gets taken next as well. And Justin, Zurich has made their pick. Take it away, Siegel.
Okay. Zurich has just picked Norman Waste, from tight end from Frankfurt.
And with that pick, now Berlin is on the clock. Zurich going with a tight end there. A few of these teams still need to build up their rosters. Interesting picks for Boise with Royce Kent. That will help solve their wide receiver problem. They recently traded away who was the guy? They traded away wide receiver Sharif Nuosu over to Arusha, which is why they were able to pick so high in this round, despite picking so low in the last round. We will see Boise again on the clock, so we will see what other moves Boise makes.
Yes.
Interesting options. Berlin has about a minute left to pick. We'll see what they go with. Berlin has just made their pick. Millard Rojas, I think that's how you say it. Millard Rojas has just gone off the board, an O lineman from Garten. Now, Paris is on the clock. So we'll see what pick Paris makes. A lot of interesting players left. Not all stars, but some could turn out to be stars. It's never a guarantee they're going to stay where they are. And in fact, it's quite the opposite. It's guaranteed they're not going to stay where they are.
Yeah, of course.
So a lot of interesting options and picks.
Oh, another interesting prospect would be Sheldon Patel, a B+ player from New Haven, a linebacker.
Just in, it seems that Paris has made their pick. Paris has gone with defensive back Charlie Fisher from Wheatland Tech.
Okay. Now on the clock will be New England.
New England, with an interesting selection here of players. because they've just recently got what a lot of people considered going into the draft to be one of the best players in college football, but for some reason dropped a few picks down to 10. So maybe some issues there with the golden boy. But we'll see what New England goes with to support their new star QB. Who do you think New England is going to go with?
New England.
And it just seems New England has made their pick. Interesting college. They've picked Truman Buchanan, an offensive lineman from New England College. So he will not be going far.
Maybe that was an unintentional pick like that.
So now we have Wallerock. Wallerock is on the clock. Is that right?
Okay. Wallerock actually is in need of a halfback.
What'd you say?
Wallerock is in fact need of a halfback. They have an empty slot for a halfback.
That's true. Wallerock is in need of a new.
I am expecting a running back pick from them.
Me too. It also seems that last time in the draft they went with Dick Moore, who was immediately available, replacing. Dick Moore, he's not going to play immediately because they already have a star QB. So he will sit behind their current QB and learn. Yeah. And it looks like we've just had another pick. Wallerock has taken Brian Riley, running back from Anchorage Tech. So another exciting pick. Now, that will put Tampa on the clock. Tampa is now on the clock.
Interestingly, Tampa is in need of a punter, but I'm not expecting any punter picks other than that one we had earlier. I'm not expecting very many punter picks this early into the draft.
Justin, Tampa has made their pick. And this was a really big name in college football. He's not the greatest yet, but he has been growing and learning. Kafil Ali, running back from Zanzibar, has just been taken off the board.
Yes. Next on the clock will be Seattle.
That is right. Seattle is now on the clock. So we'll see who Seattle goes with. A lot of interesting names still on the board. And it seems we have Seattle's pick in now. Quarterback Jermaine Thornton from Tombstone State. So
interesting pick.
Interesting indeed. And with that,
I believe he is a rank A-.
He is an A-. So he's actually a star. I forgot who's currently on Seattle's quarterback spot, but maybe they did need a QB. Who knows?
Next on the clock will be Denver.
That is correct. Denver is now on the clock. So, interesting question. Who do you think Denver's going to take?
Uh, Denver, they will. I think they will probably go with most likely a wide receiver or maybe even a quarterback. But
And it seems Denver has made their pick. Denver takes Terrence Crane, QB from Ground Force Academy, the backup to Quintin Fowler. So we've seen both of the top 2 picks, backup QBs, now go off the board.
yes.
And with that, Cork is on the clock. So it'll be interesting to see who Cork takes. Cork with Liam Zamora, a top-tier running back. So there may be some O-line help for them.
Yeah, they were in need of either maybe a better tight end or a better wide receiver or a better lineman.
And it seems that Cork has made their pick. They will take offensive lineman Joseph Chapman from Copenhagen Tech.
Okay. Next on the clock will be Dublin. Interesting to see they will take.
Dublin has an even more interesting running back room. They have 2 all-star running backs at their disposal. So they are in no need of any running back help there. They have 2 of the best players at running back in the league, side by side.
Although they do not have the greatest wide receivers, so I believe they might take one of them, potentially.
So maybe that we'll see them take a wide receiver. And it seems now that they have made their pick, and they have taken Orlando Clay, wide receiver, C-rated from Newport.
Yeah, an interesting pick. Next on the clock will be Stockholm.
Thinking about Stockholm, I wonder who they'll pick. They had a recently kind of bad season. Oh, and it seems Stockholm has immediately taken their guy. Tyrone Winters, wide receiver from Boston University. A nice pick there from Stockholm, and that will now put Jerusalem on the clock. I wonder who they are going to go with. Jerusalem here. Let's see them. They have a great linebacker room there with 2 stars and an all-star. Pretty good cornerbacks. Okay offensive line. A really good quarterback. Pretty good tight end. They might need some wide receiver help. Maybe some running back help. And maybe some defensive line help. That's what I'm looking at here. We'll see what Jerusalem does. After Jerusalem, it's going to be Malmo, so we'll see what they take. They had an okay season, I think. Not great. I think they missed the playoffs, but that was still a good season. And Jerusalem has made their pick. Jerusalem takes Rusty Riviera, running back from Absaroka Christian. B+ rated. Or B- rated. Now on the clock. Malmo is now on the clock. Yeah, Malmo with their performance last season, missing the playoffs, which is uncharacteristic of Malmo. Maybe they'll come back this season.
They're usually quite a good team, so it's unusual for them to miss the playoffs.
That is true. They've won, I think, at least one. Yeah, they've won an Earth Bowl, so there are not anything to scoff at. And I don't think they did horrible last season, but they still did miss the playoffs. So we'll see. Then again, we did see a lot of their other teams making the playoffs, including St. Catherine, Madrid, and Lisbon, which in the new updated divisions, that's every one of their division mates making the playoffs. So they have some tough competition, which is possibly why they missed the playoffs last year.
Yeah, for sure.
Not only are they nothing to scoff at, but their rivals in their division are also nothing to scoff at. After Malmo, Malmo has just made their pick. They're going with Olin Aguirre, defensive back from Jerusalem Tech. Who's on the clock next? Jerusalem. Oh, no, wait. Los Angeles. Los Angeles is now on the clock. Alfonso Mullins, running back from New Jerusalem, will be going to Los Angeles.
Okay, next on the clock will be New Jerusalem City.
Actually, it's Atlanta.
Oh, sorry.
Atlanta is on the clock.
New Jerusalem City is after Atlanta. Yeah.
New Jerusalem City will be the next pick. Atlanta, I forgot how they did last season. Interesting. I can't remember. Bruce Wyatt, tight end from Paris, has just been taken by Atlanta.
Okay, next on the clock will be New Jerusalem City.
Let's see who they take. They had a pretty good season. They made the playoffs last year.
They could use with potentially a better wide receiver, or even better O-line and D-line.
A lot of wide receiver line need in the WFL, I noticed. Seems like a lot of teams are in need of that.
Yes. Yeah.
And it seems that New Jerusalem City has just made their pick. They will take Wendell Carter, wide receiver from Seattle State. And with that, I believe our next team on the clock will be St. Catherine. So St. Catherine is now on the clock. Wendell Carter, C- receiver. He can still improve. That should be the thing. Although a lot of these players in this stage of the draft are going to be C's and B's, we still have a lot of room to improve for these guys, as they are all in their 20s. So, just because somebody in this draft doesn't seem exciting at first, we may be talking about them in games to come over the next few years. I am going to pull up the playoff bracket from last year so I can give a little bit better commentary as we do this. St. Catherine has also just made their pick. They have taken Fred Stewart, tight end from St. Petersburg Tech, B- rated. Interesting pick there from St. Catherine.
Indeed.
Next on the clock will be Tombstone. They made the playoffs, lost in the first round to Boise, who will be the team we will see again. But we'll see what happens. Who are your playoff predictions this year, Siegel?
Playoff predictions?
Who do you think's going to make it this year?
I don't expect it to differ too much from the previous year. Although I do believe Malmo and maybe even an expansion team might be able to make it this year.
That sounds like a pretty reasonable. Next, we have Lyman Bird, offensive lineman from Los Angeles University, taken by Tombstone. So now, Madrid is on the clock. Madrid, interesting team from last year, one of Malmo's new division mates. Well, I say new. They were in the same division as Malmo, but they've stayed in their division. They beat Atlanta 61-3 in the playoffs in the first round and had an exciting game against Sarajevo that ended 68-45. Unfortunately, they did not make it, but we actually commentated on that game. It was a good game. So, very interesting team there. We'll see what they end up doing. After... Oh, here we go. Madrid has made their pick. They will take Jared Day, kicker from Cambridge. Next on the clock, Arisdale. Arisdale, another playoff team. They beat New Jerusalem City 28-21 in the first round of the playoffs. Then they lost to Dallas 53-41 in the second round. So they got kicked out in the second round as well, but they put up a pretty good season. A bit of a comeback season, I believe. They started out not doing so good, but ended up getting a lot more wins by the end of the season and made the playoffs and even won a game in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So pretty exciting results from that. Another interesting new piece of news. Oh, first of all, we have our next pick in. Arisdale has made their pick. Garrett Coleman, offensive lineman from Wiltshire University. Both B ratings from the last 2 picks. Next on the clock, we have Lyon. Lyon is next on the clock. Another playoff team. Done really well. Quarterback James Connor, or I think it was Connor James, has led Lyon to some recent success. So we'll see what they end up doing. And it seems our next pick is in. Lyon has taken Rigoberto Schmidt, offensive lineman from Beijing Tech. Interesting pick there. Pretty good season that guy had. Next, we have Boise. Boise is now on the clock. There's Boise's normal pick. So let's see who they take with their next pick. A pretty good talent they got with that first pick there, because of Batter moving down at 1 or 2 spots. So we will see who they go with for their next pick. And it seems Boise has made their pick. They have gone with Gilberto Austin, tight end from Hanoi Tech. So, next on the clock will be Sarajevo. Sarajevo, another interesting team. They started off with that game against Madrid because they had their bye week. Now we're getting into the really good teams. So they won 68-54. They then lost 66-59 to Lisbon on their way to the Earth. So maybe they'll take someone here who can help them get all the way to the Earth Bowl this year. And next, we have Sarajevo taking Gale Heath, wide receiver from Dixieland. A B-plus pick, or a B-plus player. And now, Dallas is on the clock. Dallas, another interesting team. They won their first game 53-41 against Arisdale. I talked about that earlier. Then they lost 34-28 against New Jerusalem in the WFC Championship. So, very similar path to Sarajevo. Next pick, Dallas has just made their pick. Quarterback Quintin Levine from Mogadishu. So with that pick, Lisbon is now on the clock. So I'm going to talk about these next 2 teams. Lisbon and New Jerusalem are Earth Bowl matchup. Lisbon, they took their path. They beat Lyon 47-13 in the first game after Lyon had beat St. Catherine 25-10. Then they beat Sarajevo 66-59, as I said earlier. And then we have New Jerusalem, who ended up beating Boise 35-21 in their first appearance. We talked about them beating Dallas 34-28. And then they both went to the Earth Bowl. New Jerusalem came out on top 69-30. So these are the 2 Earth Bowl teams from recent years. So let's see who they who Lisbon picks and see if they get a good guy. And they have just...
Lisbon has picked Jonathan Berg, a wide receiver from St. Catharines State, with a B- ranking.
To your knowledge, has Dino Roman, offensive lineman from Seaforce Academy, gone yet?
Who Roman? Dino Roman?
Dino Roman.
Uh,
Has he gone yet? Because he's an pretty
no,
interesting...
he has not gone yet.
Let's see what New Jerusalem goes for in their next pick here. And speaking of Dino Roman, there he goes off the board to New Jerusalem. Which means now the second round of the draft is concluded. Everyone has been picked. Interesting lineup here of players. I wonder what the people think, what the viewers think.
Also, we will see you again tomorrow for the third round of the draft.
Yes, tomorrow will be the third round of the draft, and then the day after that will be the fourth round of the draft. So tune in. Those will be extra special long episodes, both going for double as long as this one because of there's double the picks. And we will see Arusha 3 times next stream picking. So that should be interesting. So you have anything else you want to say to end off the streams?
No, I don't believe so. I think the third round will be interesting as well.
And with that, we say thank you for watching the second round of the WFL draft. Tune in tomorrow to see the third round of the WFL draft. And don't forget, the WFL preseason is coming up. It will be... Hold on, let me check this real quick. Because we have a few events, so don't go anywhere just yet. I will tell you what events we have coming up next. I hit the wrong website. Here we go. So our upcoming events are obviously Thanksgiving, which I don't think we'll do a stream for that. That in a few days, and I don't think we'll have any streaming for that one specifically. The WFL preseason, November 30th to December 15th. I don't know which games we will see yet, but on this channel, we will cover 2 of those games. We will cover 2 preseason games. And anyone you're interested in seeing, Siegel?
Out of the preseason games?
Of the preseason games.
I have not seen the schedule yet for the preseason games.
I don't know what the schedule is either, but do you have any like specific teams you want to see during the preseason?
Honestly, I would like to see the new expansion teams play, and
Makes sense.
like all the new teams that have been added. I think those would be interesting to watch.
I would say personally, my top picks for the ones I want to see are the top 3 rated QBs going into this draft. I would like to see Batter, Arusha, and New England play in the preseason because I think a lot of they got 3 of the best rated QBs going into this draft. So it'd be interesting to see them play.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, thank you all for watching. Catch you all tomorrow. Catch you all late November, early December for the preseason. Catch you all in January for the WFL regular season and in February for the Bachelor Season 3. FWD Bachelor Season 3. A lot of streams and a few videos coming up. I have a few video ideas, so don't miss out on those. Also, don't forget to check out the website. Siegel is now going to be in charge of editing and sending out blogs and all that stuff, so don't miss what he does over there on the website. Don't miss what we have on the TikTok or the Reddit, because Presley will be monitoring those, and he will be posting on somewhat of a regular schedule. And don't miss more uploads from the YouTube, as Cryptic will be helping out, figuring out what's going on here.
Yeah.
And with that, thank you all for watching. See you all later. Anything else you want to say?
No, nothing else.
This has been the WFL Draft. Thanks for watching.